One costly mistake that stops Christian women from losing their weight is this. They compartmentalize their relationship with God by not giving Him access and permission into helping them in this area of their life. God wants access to every part of your life, and your health and your weight are areas of your life that He cares very much about. But most Christian women don't actively involve Him in the journey. The thing about God is, He's such a gentleman that although He desperately wants to help you in all areas and aspects of your life, including what we're talking about here today, He's not just going to force His way in. He doesn't go to places where He's not invited and where He's not welcomed in. That's why, as Christians, we've got to be real intentional about actively involving God in the areas of our lives where we struggle, because unless we do, we're not going to receive and get His help. The costly mistake of trying to do this on your own, not actively involving God in the journey, is this. If you're not, you're just relying on willpower and effort alone. And let me tell you, willpower and effort alone, they're a limited source of power. That's why most women that try to go about their weight loss just by simply trying to clean up and sharpen up and get real strict about how they eat or about following a workout plan, how many of them actually see long-term sustainable success with it? That's because most times they're not relying on and actively seeking help from the Lord. Let me ask you a question. Can you think of any other Christian women that you know also struggle with their weight and with their relationship with food? Maybe they struggle with emotional eating and stress eating, or overeating, or maybe they struggle with sugar cravings, or constantly thinking about and obsessing over food, what they're going to eat, or what they probably shouldn't eat. Well, if you can, let me know down below by hitting the thumbs up button. Thanks so much, by the way, that really helps me. I appreciate it. Well, that shouldn't be the case, especially as a child of God. Oftentimes, you can't differentiate a woman of God from an unsaved woman who doesn't even know Jesus and hasn't accepted Christ into her heart, that's also looking to lose weight. Christian women, Christians in general, shouldn't be constantly battling the same struggles and having the same issues, especially in their health and weight, that unsaved people who don't know or love Christ do. Doesn't that seem a bit off to you? Have you ever wondered, why is that? Well, here's the reason. You can be a Christian that truly loves and serves the Lord, but unless you're intentional and active about involving God in the weight loss, your health and weight loss journey, like I mentioned earlier, He can't help you. You've got to be intentional about inviting Him in. But when you do, when you learn how to get God involved and how to get God engaged, what happens is God gives you His power to empower you to get the job done, to empower you to be consistent where you're not, to be strong where you're weak. God gives you His power, which is greater than any source of natural effort or willpower that you naturally have and have probably been over-reliant on up to this point. So if you have been struggling with some of the things that I mentioned earlier, emotional eating, overeating, stress eating, obsessing about and constantly thinking about food, maybe you have a negative body and self-image, and you want that to change, consider this with me. How intentional have you been at actively involving God and inviting Him into this area of your life? Or have you been maybe making the common mistake of compartmentalizing God, inviting Him into certain areas of your life, but keeping Him out of others? And maybe this was one of those areas. Well, if that's speaking to you and you would like some practical tips and strategies on how exactly to get God to help you succeed and thrive in your health and in your weight loss journey, well, I've got a free resource that'll help you, that I'm going to send you. It's my weight loss nutrition guide. In order to get your hands on it, look down below in the description section of the video. You'll see a link. Click that link and I'll send it your way right away. But if you've already gotten your hands on it and you enjoyed this video, then I know you're gonna really love this playlist of other similar related videos that I've done on how to get God involved in the weight loss journey, how to find food freedom, and how to sustainably lose your weight. Go ahead and click into this playlist and I'll see you over there.